All right, hi y'all. It's Michael A. Jacob, author of Gender Shifter, social sci-fi with a bit of romance and a touch of gore. So, welcome back to Michael's Musings. We are going to be talking about book 1 of my core series, Core Confliction. It is my hot mess based drama where every character has bad judgment and messy love lives. This series asked what the world were they thinking and how are they going to get out of this mess now? Because they're always in a mess. These are, short videos, to the point. Book 1 has like 26 small chapters, something like that. So we're not going to go through single one. I'm going to combine a bunch of them that are similar themes and get those going, because I don't want to bog us down with too much information, too many details. Yeah. So let's get this started. We're going to, I'd say we're going to start with characters. We've already gone through some of the main characters. We still got a few more to go. But I wanted to jump into the chapter A New World and, Homeward, which is New Lassa. So, New Lassa, which is where most of our characters come from. It's a planet that Ghana, our little science advisor, spiritual consultant, found on the fly when the original homeworld, Lassa itself, got pretty much burnt to a crisp by a planet bomb that Halfar sent after, Chardon rejected him. So, yeah, that was his answer to Chardon's rejection to rule with him. Chardon said no. He's like, oh, I'm just going to destroy your planet. Of course he regrets that, but it's too late, right? But New Lassa is very different in every way than the homeworld, the original homeworld. It has a weaker sun, so it doesn't really get hot there. It's got forest, but it's not like their original world where it was almost, certain parts of it were kind of tropical even. The grass, not Earth's grass, it's not green, it's like a wheat color type of grass, if that's one way of describing it. It's pretty. It's kind of like a pale yellow. And that's also that's a result of the weak sun. Of course it's got, unfamiliar wildlife. They've been there maybe about a century or so, and they still haven't figured out all the stuff, what looks edible, what is edible. You can't just go, grab something that looks like a little squirrel and think that is, the same. It also has an ocean. Like, it's like, it has like this one giant ocean, and even Ghana is like leery about, exploring it. She's just kind of like, I'm not sure what's in there. It looks sketchy. We'll deal with that later, is pretty much what she's going with here. So this is new planet. They're still trying to figure it out. They're trying to see what resources it has. If there's anything like at some point that they can trade. But here's the thing. They do not have ships. Instead, they use vortices and gates to travel. So they're like I said, it's very different in every way with other planets. They're very secluded. Ghana has built a barrier that surrounds it, and it prevents other ships and even other races from detecting them. So if a ship came through that solar system and like even went past New Lhasa, they wouldn't know it was there. They would probably get some weird like kind of energy emitted from, but they would not see that planet. They would not know there was a planet there. Kind of did that because of course, what happened with the other homeworld. It's like, okay, we're just gonna hide ourselves. We're just gonna like not, really like engage or mingle unless we absolutely have to, unless we have to do trade, unless and if something happens to stumble on that planet, which would be weird, because it has a defense mechanism. Like if you actually veer there's like, oh, there's some weird energy over there, and you veer to it, there's actually a gate that you would pass through, and it would put you on the other side of the planet, like on the other side, or either depending on which gate you hit, it'll put you on the other side, or it'll put you back where you came from. Like back where before you went through the gate. And so yeah, it would confuse the shit out of you, because you were like, wait, didn't we just and of course, your navigation gauge would be like, yeah, you went somewhere, not sure what, but something happened, and the hope is that even though this just happened, you're not curious enough to try it again. Because then Gandalf's like, okay, no, we don't want anyone on this planet, and we're probably going to shoot you down. Which might cause a galactic war if, you're not careful. So, that's how New Lhasa rolls. Now, there are 3 races on New Lhasa. Even though they all consider themselves Lassians, they're very, very different as well. Like I said, this is one of those planets that's definitely different. You have energy users. They can actually, as self-explanatory, they actually can like conjure up like balls of energy, in their hands and whatnot. And they can use them. That's what they fight with. They can, throw energy balls. They can create energy shields. They can, they can use energy that is stored in their body because they're aliens. Their original bodies are like these like glowing orbs, these cores they're basically like orbs of energy. And their bodies are basically just vessels. Then you have the sword wielder warriors. This is a warrior clan in itself, and they all they used to be dual sword wielders, but because they were so good at it, the scientists of Lassa basically manipulated their DNA so that the only time they would grab a second sword is if their life was in peril. If it was like, it's like the last thing you do before you die is you're like, okay, this is, I've got the 2 swords, I'm going, I'm going to die. This is what I'm doing. Though there's some who can still do it, but they don't tell anyone, because it's a taboo. So it's kind of weird. So there's such secrets. As it says on here, it says, dark secrets could change the fate of an entire race. Yeah, because everyone's got secrets. Remember I said hot mess? Yeah, it's like that. And then you have the man beasts, who are, they are they're bioengineered, the scientists of Lhasa, the original planet. They had created them because Lhasa itself kept getting, visitors, kept getting invaded. And they got tired of that crap. And so they created these man beasts from one of the creatures on the planet. They found this creature and it was like, oh, it's very resilient. It's got, it's got claws and it's very aggressive. It's not like this, but it's like, they look like hedgehogs, And so they manipulated and bioengineered these man beasts. And they're just, they're quite formidable. But they're also considered Lassian because, of course, they use Lassian, DNA and whatnot to create these man beasts, and they all work together. There's no crime per se. Like, you don't see the usual stuff you see on Earth. Like you don't see. You don't see theft. You don't see rape. You don't see murders. It's like they're very it's a very non-violent place. So their take on, places like Azerom, which are just like all about war and bloodshed, and they're just like, what is going on there? That is awful. Why? You know, it's crazy because the other reason because new Lassa, it needs a bit of help. Because of the weak sun, and they're still trying to see what can grow, what doesn't. Testing soil all the time. Like I said, it's only been they've only been there a little over a century, if that. So they're still learning, and pretty much the only ones who can assist in fixing this weak sun or fixing their ecosystem is the one race of people who destroy their homeworld in the first place, which is Azerom, Halfar in particular. So, Last is quiet. It wishes to preserve its innocence. That's it just wants to exist in peace. So, that's what I have for New Lhasa. Like I said, these are short, sweet, to the point. I like debates, obviously. Love discussions, honest feedback, all that good stuff. So if you like this, please hit the like button. If you would like to see the rest of these, because I have more, you can subscribe. I also have videos for book 1 of my Curved Humanity series. Those are completed. Those are done. Feel free to comment, ask questions, engage. I just ask that you be respectful and don't spam. So if you want to see more of my works, you can go on my website. I will have the link below in the description. And also the link for if you want to buy my books directly from me. Yeah. So that's all I got. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you in the next video. And yeah, may the universe grant all that you desire. See you next time. Bye.